With his first encyclical, Pope Leo has made safeguarding human dignity in the age of artificial intelligence a top priority.
Artificial intelligence already touches many areas of our lives.
While work is one of the most obviously affected areas, the encyclical makes it clear that it is not just sectors of society, but man himself who is first and foremost affected by its development.
Something more interior is happening. Human ways of thinking are being replaced by computer-generated large language models, which will, you might say, do the reasoning for you or do some of the work of gathering information for you, but sometimes making proposals about conclusions. So no longer maybe, is your doctor going to reflect on your medical lab work, or is a machine going to do it without the intermediary of a human judgment? Or are we really going to still learn to do things like philosophy or medicine or art, or are these things going to be given over to animated agents?
Beyond its use in the workplace and military contexts, and the many risks and uncertainties it brings, its impact on schools and universities is also becoming increasingly evident. At Pope Leo's alma mater, the Pontifical University of St. Thomas Aquinas in Rome, this growing challenge is already impossible to ignore.
There's nothing wrong with artificial intelligence or with technology or with computer science, but it has to be, you might say, located within this matrix of educational opportunities. If students are simply, asking a computer to write their papers for them instead of writing them themselves, or if professors are using computers to generate their class notes, the real issue is fundamentally, what kind of persons are we becoming? What kind of habits are we acquiring? So you can use a computer to grow in understanding and virtue, but you can also use it to alleviate yourself from the task of forming your character in a certain kind of way.
Using not only AI, but education itself as a means of fostering human growth and formation was reflected in one of Pope Leo's recent initiatives. During his pastoral visit to the Sapienza University of Rome, the largest university in Europe with 125,000 students, the Pope reaffirmed the true role of teaching.
Si tratta di amare sempre.
It is about loving human life, always and in all circumstances, about valuing its potential, so as to speak to the hearts of young people, without focusing solely on their knowledge. What sense would it make, after all, to train a researcher or professional who does not, however, cultivate their own conscience, a sense of justice and respect for that which cannot and must not be dominated? Knowledge, in fact, serves not only to achieve professional goals, but to discern who one is.
Ma discernere chi si è attraverso le lezioni.
Speaking to the students, the Holy Father emphasized that beyond education, and in particular, amid the pressure of expectations and the burden of performance, their dignity comes before everything else.
È la menzogna pervasiva di un sistema distorto.
It is the pervasive lie of a distorted system which reduces people to numbers, exacerbating competitiveness and leaving us caught in spirals of anxiety. It is precisely this spiritual malaise felt by so many young people that reminds us that we are not the sum of what we have, nor a random collection of matter in a silent cosmos. We are a desire, not an algorithm.
Noi siamo un desiderio, non un algoritmo. A maggior ragione.
The Holy Father's message was warmly received by the students.
His speech was really encouraging, especially when he said that we are not simply the sum of what has happened to us, but that through knowledge and study we can also build ourselves as people and open ourselves more deeply to the mysteries God has placed in nature, in everything that can become the object of our study.
Ringrazio sentitamente Sua Santità, Papa.
Antonella Polimeni, rector of Sapienza University, reiterated the Pope's message, stressing that the university's goal is not merely to produce professionals, but to foster a culture of respect and dialogue, and to form well-rounded human beings.
In a society that tends to push for performance and results, there is a risk of failing to truly recognize and value the talent present in each and every one of these young people. This is therefore, in a sense, a call especially to the academic and teaching staff to be ever more attentive in nurturing these young people and in discovering the talent that exists within each of them.
Education that serves the human person, the common good, and the promotion of a just society is at the heart of the mission of pontifical universities. In this Christian vision, education is a foundation essential to society, which AI cannot replace.
L'educazione presuppone non soltanto competenze tecniche.
Education presupposes not only technical skills, but also the formation of consciences. The moment I know or fully understand the technical data of a given situation, I may be able to act, but the real question is whether, in conscience, I want to act for the good of everyone, for the good of the community, and not merely for the benefit of a few.
Per il bene della comunità e non per il bene di qualcuno.
While universities and schools continue to grapple with the question of artificial intelligence, the Pope reminds us of what education is ultimately for, forming people and orienting them toward the true and the good.
We can't outsource thinking about justice to non-human agents. It's par excellence the human act to be free and responsible for other people through what we choose to do and say. So I think he's inviting universities to think about the fundamental humanism of the university, the human agent at the center of university life and at the center of education.